So in this video we are first gonna prepare the Azure setup. So we go to the web page that has been provided to you to do the sentiment analysis. Then we go to requirements, this list. First we check that we have the Microsoft Azure account. So we go to register and login. So if I go to that, then I will come to my account. On the top right you will see your email address that is provided to you by your organization. In our case that is the university email address. And then we will set up the language resource. So that is the third bullet. So we will click on this link in order to make it. Then we come to this link, which is about a service which is called Cognitive Services Text Analytics. So these are the functions that we need, like sentiment analysis, sleuteltermabstractie, etc. In Dutch it's called stemmingsanalyse, etc. So now we go doorgaan met het maken van uw bron. So we click on new. So long story short, I just copied in, loaded some JSON file with reviews of a scraped reviews that were scraped from a broker. You can see the text here in the second column. And then I run the key phrases custom function, where you can see the results here. I will apply it again so that you can understand better. So let's close this. So let me close this one. Let me show you how to set it up. So as you can see, if I close the Power Query, it will take some time because now it is accessing the Microsoft Azure API in my account. And accessing the service there. So it can only make 100 requests per minute or so. So it will take some time here that it is being properly loaded. So as you can see, it's still waiting. So I guess there are some parameters that you can just say that to load it once, of course, because you don't want to do the processing multiple times. Only processing once is needed. So it takes some time, a couple of minutes. So don't do process too much reviews. A couple of hundreds will be okay. So finally there you are. If you hover on it, then you can see the original text, the review text in column 2, and at the end you see the key phrases. So let me show you again how to do this. So you just open Query Editor. Let's define a new custom function. So you do that here at the right. You pick new source, and then from other sources you pick blank query. You give a name of the custom function. In this case it will be key phrases for Dutch. Enter. Then you will click on the advanced editor at the top left panel. You click away all contents here. You go to the website where you can copy the F# text form. Copy. And note that here the language specified is English. So now we will run it with the Dutch language because the reviews are in Dutch. So if we copy it in and then change the language to Dutch, NL instead of EN, then here I have to provide my key. I will provide to you, and I will provide also to you this custom subdomain name. So these two entries you will get them from me separately. Of course, you can also copy in your own credentials, so your own endpoint in Microsoft Azure of your own account and your own API key. However, as the HVA endpoint has not been set up properly, I will provide you some alternative endpoint and alternative API key, so that you can always use that if you do not manage to set it up yourself properly. So when I'm done with doing that, so setting the endpoint, setting the key, and changing to Dutch, I have the key phrases in Dutch function, custom function here. Then I can go to the data and I can invoke the custom function. I can do that from here, the add column entry, and then invoke custom function. Then I will pick the function that I want to apply. Key phrases I already applied. That was the English variant. We will now do the Dutch variant. See if it works. I will have to apply the proper column as input to the algorithm, so that will be the review text. And then I will click on OK, and then it will take some time again for processing. So actually, in order to avoid processing twice, I will just immediately go to close and load, because it will reapply the custom functions here as well. We noticed the first time, and I've been noticing the first times. So now we just wait a little bit until all data has been processed by the API. So now the latency in the processing, it's not caused by your laptop, but because the data is traveling on the internet to the Microsoft Azure server, and there it is being processed, and then it needs to travel back to your own laptop via the internet network. So let's wait a couple of minutes, get a coffee, and then see the results. And look if the Dutch results will be different from the English one. So after a couple of minutes, the query has indeed ended. So if we hover on the data, we see 321 rows with review text, and then we have the key phrases version in Dutch version. This is the one, the English algorithm being executed, and the other one to the right is the one, the Dutch version. Yeah, obviously. So obviously, when the text is in Dutch, it is better to apply the Dutch algorithm. So it's very important to switch the language from English to Dutch. Although you get output result for both algorithms, it's better to use it properly, of course, because then the algorithm can work better. So this is an example application of how to apply a custom function. So you have different ones. This is the one for key phrases, Um, and note that you can adapt the language here with this parameter. At the bottom there are some other functions. So in order to determine the language automatically, you can do that as well. So this is the algorithm for the sentiment analysis. Also with the language parameter here. And this is the algorithm to detect automatically the language in which the text has been written. There's no parameter needed, of course. So ideally, you first detect the language with this algorithm, and then you automatically feed that to the other algorithms, so that it's always done in the correct way. So this is a short video um, to, uh, to show how you have to apply this Microsoft Azure algorithms from Power Query. Okay, that's it. Bye bye.